I met my husband at the age of 14. And by the way, I'm 47 now, so that's how long I've known him. For me, it was different because right from my childhood, I already knew what I wanted in a man, and I wasn't going to date for just for the fun of dating or just have friends for the fun of having friends.
Today's topic is the advantages of marrying a childhood friend. My first guest is Stephanie Appeal. She's a filmmaker and a philanthropist. And my second guest is Joy Eligwe. She's a motivational speaker and author, entrepreneur, founder of Women Business Connection. And for those of you who doesn't know me, my name is Claudia Neka-Hirsch. I'm the host. I'm an entrepreneur, author, and relationship coach specialized in interracial marriage. So today's question, what I want to ask each one of you is, marry your childhood friend. Is it the ultimate love story or just a risky fairy tale? So I go with you, Stephanie, first, because you're my first guest. Stephanie, knowing that you married your childhood sweetheart, how long have you known your partner, and when did friendship turn into love?
Like she said, my name is Stephanie Appeal. I'm a filmmaker, and I do good when I feel good. I met my husband at the age of 14. And by the way, I'm 47 now, so that's how long I've known him. For me, it was different because right from my childhood, I already knew what I wanted in a man, and I wasn't going to date for just for the fun of dating or just have friends for the fun of having friends. So even though I had male friends, his own friendship right from the start was different. It was not the same kind of friendship I had with other male friends, because I met him when I was in secondary school, and at that time in secondary school, my best friend was a male, but his own friendship was different right from the onset. Yes.
Okay. And Joyce, over to you. How long have you known your partner, and when did friendship turn into love?
Hello, everyone. My name is Joy. I've met my husband 1 year before we got married. We met when I was taking a trip from Abuja to Yola. Then he was a crew member with the Arik airline. So he saw me and he just liked me and spoke to one of his colleagues to, tap me that he wanted to say hello to me. So we're right there, flying in the air, and then
love was going on in the air.
Well, exactly. Love was going on right in the air.
Okay.
So I didn't know. That was how one of his colleagues now drew my attention and said his colleague wanted to say hi to me. So I now turned, because he was standing behind. I now turned to look at that colleague of his. So when I now turned, he now saw me, and he now tapped and said I should come over. So that was how I was wondering, like, who is this stranger calling me to come and stay with him behind? I was like, oh. So that was how I went, I left my seat in the airplane and went behind to sit close to where he was standing. So he was actually on duty that day, sharing food, drinks, and all of that. So he gave me a couple of wines and food to eat. So we got talking, and he was asking me what was I going to do in Yola, and I told him. So when we're almost approaching to land, he now requested to have my number, and we exchanged numbers, and that was how we started communicating. And then few months later, I traveled to the UK for my master's, and we're just mainly friends, talking on the phone for a couple of months before he now proposed I wanted to marry me. So yeah, that's how it happened. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Guys, Share, like, share. Let people see it. It's very, very interesting. I mean, who best to marry rather than your childhood friend, John lover? So, Stephanie, second question. Was there a specific moment you realized this is the person I want to marry?
Yes, but not immediately because, like I said, when I met him, I was in secondary school. I think I was in JSS 3.
Okay.
So after our junior work, we went home. By the time I came back in SS1, he wasn't a student in my school, but his aunt was a teacher in my school. So he had finished his school and came to spend some time with his aunt. So he used to come and play basketball in my school. So we broke up after, like in my SS1, we broke up and everybody went their way. He left for Lagos. I had to finish school. We all went or, dated other people, and at some point in my life, my parents wanted me to get married to someone. Even though we were dating other people, we still kept contact, we would talk. He comes home, he comes to visit my parents because we became like family, he will come and visit my home whether I'm there or not. So he was also preparing to get married to somebody else. He had started marital classes in the church with somebody else. And me too, somebody else wanted to marry me, but in that person trying to marry me, I was looking at the guy and everything about that guy was not giving me his own vibes, like was not giving me the papel vibes.
So wanted.
So one day I called him and I told him that, look, there's this guy my parents want me to marry, but really I don't want to marry this guy. I feel like it's you I want to marry. So, but since you say you have somebody else and that you are not going to marry me, just know that if I get married to this guy and then I'm not enjoying the marriage, I'm sad in the marriage, it's on you, I just told him like that. So somehow his own engagement too broke up. Like
so that was when that was when you realized actually that this is the person.
Yes. When I wasn't having that kind of marriage kind of feel for any other man than him, even though he was in a relationship, I was going to get married already. That's when I knew that, man, this is the guy.
Okay. Okay, so what's one thing that never changed about your partner since childhood? Because you know him very well, So what was the one thing that never changed?
I think his kindness. Like, he had always looked out for me. Like, he has always wanted me to be happy. I remember when we were in secondary school, he would buy akara, and come and give me the hostel, the little things that he did to make sure I was happy. Okay. And it's continued like that. Like, my husband is my friend in such a way that if you hurt me, if you do anything that will make me angry or make me sad, you're automatically his enemy.
Wow. Joy, because before we jump to the third question, so I wanted to ask, like, what was a specific moment you realized that this is the person I want to marry? Because you said you proposed and you said yes. So why did you say yes?
Before I met him, the last relationship I had didn't really work out well. And I specifically prayed to God to give me somebody that fears him. After like a year or so was when I met with my husband. Even before then, my dad had a dream and told me that I brought someone to introduce to him that he's dark, tall, from Benue State. But he didn't state where in Benue. Okay. But he just said it. So it was in that period I realized that this is my husband and we had a lot of things in common. And he was always willing to assist me in everything I do, which was so unusual compared to other people that I knew before,
Okay.
Like, yeah. So he's very tolerant, he's very understanding. I saw a lot of things about him that really gave me that conviction.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Good. So, Stephanie, when still listening to you, what's that one thing that never changed about your partner since childhood? You said his consistency in protecting you, right? So what else?
Yes, he's been consistent. His kindness, always looking out for me, and then his sense of humor, he makes me laugh a lot. So, and that has stayed over the years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And yours, Joy?
Yeah, I think he's always patient with me. That I know. Because sometimes I can be naughty, but he still doesn't care.
He doesn't take it
He's
personal.
always there taking all my shit. No matter how I step on his toes, he's still there. I'll be like, oh. So that aspect of him is one thing that I really appreciate.
Wow, that's nice. Guys, share, like, follow, give gifts, enjoy my fan base. We are talking about relationship. The question today for each one of you. You can send your questions if you have questions. Is marry your childhood friend? Is it the ultimate love story or just a risky fairy tale? So, Stephanie, the fourth question. How did your families react when they found out you were getting married to him?
Okay, my case was funny because, in fact, I remember when he came to my mom to come and tell my mom that he wants to marry me. He came late. So all the while he's been coming.
He came to propose and he came to
so
he came
he
late.
came when somebody else was already ready to go and pay my dowry. And my mom was like, so you've been coming here for donkey years and you never said anything.
Oh my God.
Now that somebody else is going to marry her, it's now you're coming to tell me that when she has already approved that somebody else should come and pay my dowry. Hey, that's how the thing hooked.
Wow.
So he went and told his mom that that girl that he wanted to marry or somebody else is just about paying her dowry.
Wow.
So our own, in Tiv, there's something they call yevisekwasi, like elope.
Okay.
So my mother-in-law, his mother then said that, look, you don't, if you really want to marry her, you have to elope with her because it's allowed in Benue, in Tiv, it's allowed. But if you allow them pay the dowry and carry her like this and hand over to the husband, anything you're doing to somebody's wife.
Yeah.
So, but if you leave immediately and that doesn't happen, you're safe. So me safe because I like Bobo now. Once they come out,
you like the bad boy vibes.
So once he came and told me that, look, this is what my mom said, and it will work for us. So immediately, like one day like this, I just left my house like I was strolling out and I found myself in Abuja. And then the next thing, my parents were looking for me. They went to police. My brother was just seeing me that they have gone to police station. No, they say you're missing. But
like they declared you actually missing?
Yeah.
But you were with him?
I was with him.
Oh
so for years, for like 2 years, we kept coming, My mom later knew that it was him I went to because like how they do it in Benue, if you elope, your people will have to come and tell the parents of the girl that, look, please don't look for her, she's with us.
Okay.
So when they came, my mom pursued all of them that they should leave her house. That I'm still going to marry the person that wants to marry me. They went behind me, they paid dowry.
The one that want to marry, was it like your parents choose that one for you?
Yes.
Okay.
That one, my father was an elder in the church, and him too, his father was an elder in the church, so it was at that level.
Okay. Okay.
So my mom said, I bet they should not worry, they should go and pay dowry. Behind me, they went pay dowry, they were waiting for me any day that I was stray and enter back into the house.
Okay. So
and it dragged for 2 years, but eventually they had to give up. So they told him to come and return the person's dowry. And then do the needful, yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. That's a very interesting story. So, Joy, up to you. How did your family react when they found out you proposed and you said yes? How did your family react?
Yeah, they were all happy and they accepted him. They were happy to see that we're getting married.
Okay, so Stephanie, what's the biggest advantage of marrying someone who already know your history?
Authenticity. You're yourself. There's no posing. You already know that the guy knows the back and front of you. Nothing to hide. So everybody is real in the relationship. I know I reach village. You know me reach village. You saw me grow. I saw him grow. So we're basically like, we're friends.
Yeah.
Pure friendship. Nobody is hiding anything from anybody.
So like you people, like both of you are vulnerable to each other in every aspect. In every aspect.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow, that's nice. And Joy, you?
Yeah, I didn't marry him from knowing him from childhood, so we got to know each other in the marriage, and it was a little bit tough from the beginning, and because we literally met each other like few months before I traveled out, and it's not like he was my friend before we married. We just met, and I can say we just grew in the marriage.
You grew to become friends in the marriage.
Yes.
Okay.
So my situation wasn't like Stephanie's one, that they knew themselves, they were friends, and they grew together. But mine was like we started knowing a lot of things in the marriage. So sometimes you have our up and downs, and
there was challenging.
see how you way of settling our scores. Yeah, it wasn't that easy, but then it's okay, because when God has assigned both of you to be together, at least we've been married for 13 years now.
Wow,
going to 14. So it's okay. Yeah.
And Neka, one thing I discovered is, or I would like to say is, no matter how you're someone's friend, right? When you become married, you still have to do a lot of learning, because when you guys were friends, we're not living in the same house.
Yeah.
We're not sharing the same food, so once you come together now as man and wife, there's a lot of learning to do. In fact, I learned something quite early in my marriage. When we finished our practice, everything, and came back to Abuja, for the first 1 week in our marriage, we kept malice.
That's what I cannot understand. That
for 1 week straight.
That's what I cannot understand. That men goes to their wives, or
for 1 week straight, we did not talk. So me, I was like my father's favorite. Like if I could just get angry over something small, my father would now go and be looking for my friends to ask them why I am angry. I got that kind of attention. So I now came into marriage with that mindset.
So you're already spoiled.
I came in with that mindset. So something happened. I was now getting angry and waiting for him to come and ask me why I'm angry, and he dragged for 1 whole week. He did not ask me anything. He did not apologize. I did not apologize, and he stayed like that for 1 week. After the end of the week, he now dawned on me that, look, this guy is not your father. And this is marriage. So, you have to learn how to cope. This one is not the one that will beg you. So I now told myself, I said, okay, for this thing to work now, because it looks like he will not apologize. He's not the type that will come and apologize. So I decided that, okay, so even when it's his fault, me, I will tell him sorry. My fault, I will still tell him sorry, because I don't like a situation where I'm with someone.
You should apologize. You should take accountability. But I know with time he grew into it and understand that actually I should take accountability if I'm wrong.
Of course, it didn't take too much time. Say by the time you say, look. He now said, but it's not your fault now. It's my fault. Why are you apologizing?
Yeah.
So